And we're live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Save or Dice. Thank you guys for joining us. We are on, episode number 4, I believe.
Yeah.
And so with me, as always, we have Dave Friant with Nerdarchy, Andrew Armstrong with DawnforgedCast, Jonathan Pruitt from WebDM, and of course the magnificent bastard Jim Davis from WebDM as well. And so thank you guys for joining us. Before we jump into tonight, a couple of quick announcements. First off, we want to say thank you to all of our awesome sponsors. ThinkGeek for sponsoring the show. Fantasy Grounds is our virtual tabletop of choice this evening, and then all the maps you guys see on the show are created in Dungeon Painter Studio by pyromancers.com. So thank you to our sponsors. Please support the show by supporting the sponsors. I did want to have a quick little announcement. You'll notice down in the Twitch panels below, there's a new panel for Save the Children, which is for Hurricane Harvey relief. So if you guys don't know this, I live in Texas. Pruitt lives in Texas still. Jim Davis just left Texas, but he was here for 36 years. Mm-hmm. So, you know, a lot of people are hurting, and it's a fantastic charity. If you guys would maybe consider throwing them $1, throwing them $2, whatever you can do that. Just click on the panel below, or if you're watching this video later on YouTube, we'll put a link down in the description. We're not collecting the money ourselves. It will just take you straight to their Hurricane Harvey relief fund. So thank you guys for donating to that. We really appreciate that as well. And without further ado, I present the magnificent bastard Jim Davis.
You know what, real quick, guys, I would just like to mention there is a Harvey Relief bundle over on RPG Now. And I don't know, it says like $420 some worth of stuff for $25. And I believe it all is going to help with relief and all that good stuff. I dropped a link in the chat. There's a link on our fan page for Nerdarchy on Facebook. So there's that.
All right.
Appreciate that.
For everyone, we're sorry about missing last week, but to catch everybody up, our intrepid heroes find themselves at the end of a long day of adventuring. Joego, Oliver, and Robin were doing some little reconnaissance work at the Deep Pillow, which is a wine bar and social club at the edge of the theater district. There they met the illustrious and flamboyant theater owner and illusionist Avel Fane. Back at Zelikai's Manse, Jardon was doing some light reading in the study while Lucien and Curio were sort of putzing around the manse whenever Curio came up breathless that the alarm on the north wall had gone off. I believe Jardon was out on the balcony, wild shaped into a small lizard, looking at a shimmer in the air on the wall and fighting off some kind of psychic attack. I believe that's where we're going to pick up. So I'm going to go ahead and start with excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'm assuming that the crew that was out at Deep Pillow is like booking it back. You guys have gotten a message spell or a sending of some kind from Curio, and you guys are going to like just hoof it, book it back to the manse. Yes.
Yeah, I think we're going to be making all due haste.
Okay.
Yeah.
So between both Joego and Robin are a bit faster, but if you stick with Joego, he knows the shortcuts along the way.
Yeah.
And it's going to take you a couple minutes to at least to get back. So we'll cut to Jardon, and you've just fended off some sort of something is like a physical presence almost in your mind that you fended off just now.
Now, are the Curio, any of the urchins, anybody else around? I think I sent them to go hide inside.
Curio and the urchins are inside. Lucien is preparing himself for a fight. He'll resort to fisticuffs if need be.
Yeah. Can we get any better sense of what's coming or what's happening if I crawl up higher along the manse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check to kind of see what your general take on the layout is.
You got it. That's do that. Roll. Okay, this is going to be plus like 10, I think.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah.
So we've got it's weird, kind of like the sun is setting in the garden, so like there's long deep shadows where the sort of cast by the trees and the large bushes. Zelikai's Manse is surrounded by this overgrown garden that's filled with like giant trees and boulders, and it's just been allowed to grow wild. So there's a lot of places to hide, a lot of deep shadows there. And you think you spot movement down in the garden, as well as that sort of shimmer that's on the wall.
Okay. He's going to skitter down to Biolution and shapeshift back into his normal form.
Mm-hmm.
They are coming, wall and garden. You know you are only guest and friends, not needs to fight. If you wish to go.
He gives you a look of determination and cracks his knuckles and shakes his shoulders out and says, my friend, we are in this together now. I cannot in good conscience walk away from whatever is coming.
You know, I kind of pictured Lucian doing this with a ham sandwich in his hand.
He's carbo loading and just getting as much as he can right before a fight.
I am deeply thankful, and I am sure the others will come back very soon. Should we fight here? Whatever is coming, hide, see what they are. I am out of my comfort.
Yes. He peers down into the garden himself just to see what he can see. I think that if we tried, we could probably hold them off in the manse somehow, keep the doors shut. But I don't. That feels wrong somehow.
It is not our house to utilize in such a way. Yes. Well,
yes.
He puts his hand on him and will guidance Lucian.
Okay.
He will. Does Lucian have any armor or anything like that?
No, he wears basically like baggy robes that are tied around the waist by a thick cord.
Okay.
And he has a stout stick that's there with him.
So I'm going to use my last second level spell slot and cast Barkskin on him.
Okay.
Hope we will hold through this. Whatever enemy have come, very powerful shape. And he will transform back into a lizard and kind of put himself in a position kind of slightly hidden so he can see who is coming and what they're going to do.
Okay. So if you want, Lucian is not going to stay out here on the balcony. He's going to go back inside and see if he can't either hold them off out there. If you need him, he's going to be right there at the balcony door. He's going to make sure all the doors are locked and everything.
Sounds good.
Barred and such. Does the group running back towards the manse have any way of communicating with the manse or anything? I know Oliver has a message spell, but that's like 100 and something foot range.
Yeah, 120.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be, you practically will be right there by the time you could alert them with it. Okay. So as I understand it, then you guys are, Jardon is keeping a lookout and will react to whatever he sees. And otherwise, you're going to try to defend yourself within the manse and not take the fight down in the garden. Yes?
Most likely, unless there's a clear, good opportunity to get them outside.
Gotcha. So as Jardon is sort of perched up on the wall looking, there are let me get this out here real quick. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Here, give me a second. I'll get it up for the stream.
Gotcha.
Whoa.
So there is a garden
Pretty.
down here.
Nice looking map.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll get to see some more of it. And so you see this garden, overgrown as it is, and filled with rocks and trees and bushes and stuff. And you can start to see the first few enemies or a few figures creeping through the garden and sort of like looking for a way in. You kind of see them over by the eastern edge, creeping through the bushes.
Okay. Now, if he sees enough of them kind of clustered together, he's gonna call forth some vines, or if they're really hard to see, he's got fairy fire ready. Mm-hmm. Just if that ends up being a good tactical decision. But he'll hold off for the moment, just the lizard on the balcony.
Okay.
Let them get a little closer.
Gotcha. I'm going to reposition the things that you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got our trio on their way back running. Why don't you give us a bit of a description of what you guys like as you parkour your way through the landscape?
Joego leads the troop through over across the rooftops, pretty much. Shows them all the best places to climb up top. On the roofs. You're kind of out of sight. You're not tripping over people. He knows all the best places where we can jump across. And these two guys are pretty athletic.
Right.
Yeah. Robin lives on the rooftop, so every now and again there's a corner where he has a rope set up that he can like swing across to the next building.
And Oliver is mostly just trying to keep up.
Yeah, Oliver's the slowest of the bunch.
Hey, what are you trying to say there?
What's your athletics? What's Oliver's athletics?
I have an 18 dex. Athletics is a 0, but I am a little. I got some points in acrobatics,
Gotcha.
So I'm trying to do some tumbles and stuff like that to just try so hard to keep up with Joego.
There's a couple times Joego probably grabs him and leaps if it's
right.
wide.
Gotcha. Toss me. All right. So back at the Manse, Jardon can now see that this group sort of over here on the eastern side has creeped up closer towards the Manse. And it looks like of the ones that you can see 3 of them kind of right there. And you're pretty sure you can see movement on the western side as well.
Now, if I could gauge, are they headed towards a specific entrance, like the front door, or are they circling around? And what do they look like?
So they look for all the world like Yavo's thugs. The difference is that they have an odd way of moving about. They are trying to stick to the shadows and trying to I'm gonna move Jardon real quick to where the back balcony is.
Sure.
They are trying to stick to the shadows and be sneaky, but they're also not moving. They seem to be moving in unison. Their movements mirror each other's. Their stances mirror each other's. And did we just lose Pruitt?
I think we maybe lost his webcam, but he's still
taking
in
a
frame.
shortcut.
Gotcha. Pruitt bailed.
He didn't want to see Jardon get slaughtered.
Yeah. But it looks like they're moving in unison for all the world like that. So you see a group maybe kind of over here to the west, and this other group to the east, and looks like they're trying to get on either side of the balcony.
Okay. So this is unusual for his thugs to be so coordinated and.
Yes, very much so. Yavo's thugs are ex-gladiators, deserters from the legions. They're not known for their discipline or coordination. They're just known for being intimidating and willing to fight.
Okay. All right. He's going to wait just a little bit more.
Okay. I'd say about a minute has passed.
Okay. And they're headed towards the balcony. That's fairly clear. I'm gonna be kind of in between them and.
Correct. They are headed towards the balcony.
Then we will wait just a slight bit more, and as soon as enough of them kind of close in, he's going to shapeshift out of his lizard form and speak loudly. So you tell me when they get a little closer.
All right. Let me reposition real quick, and then. So they have moved up 2 groups on either side, and you see that they have all of them have like ropes and grapples and things like that. Now the main entrance to the manse is on the southern side of where you're at, and so it looks like the 2 groups on either side are making for the balcony. You do not see anyone sort of in the middle of the garden there.
Okay. I'm going to scurry up stealthily kind of towards the roof, maybe 10 feet above the balcony and some little overhang or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is there more roof above me, above this balcony?
Yes, there's more roof above you on the balcony.
Okay. Then he'll move on up there and let them get closer.
Okay. So let's see. They creep closer towards you, and that shimmer on the wall you no longer see on the wall. Wherever it went, you're not quite clear.
Okay.
This group towards the east has moved up towards the base of the balcony.
Oh my god.
You all right there?
Oh, I'm fine.
All right. And then this other group is coming in, and a couple of things happen now. We've got, let me see, allow me to just take some peeps off of the combat tracker here. The earth towards the middle of this sort of clearing that's right in front of the balcony begins to shift and move, and a large creature kind of comes up out of the ground, all covered in flowers and grass and kind of everything, just sort of arises up. Jardon would recognize this as an elemental that's risen up, and it immediately begins stalking towards the closest group of intruders to take care of it. And then Jardon can also hear an audible pop or a hiss of a kind, like, and it's coming from somewhere above him.
On the roof.
On the roof, correct.
Okay. Well, surprised that there's an earth elemental. He changes his plan and will stealthily make his way up the roof to try and investigate that pop.
Okay. And then, so this is about 2 minutes have passed. Everybody, the rest of the group is running towards the thing. Are you gonna be able to stand it, Cody?
Dude, I'm just looking at everything on the map, and I'm just like, all right. I'm just a little stressed at the moment. I'm fine.
Are you okay? I think you'll be all right.
I'm not worried about me.
I'll be cool.
I appreciate your concern. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and call it again, enter into initiative order. So if you'll notice, we've got some on the combat tracker. We've got the initiative. Jardon, as you go up to the top of the roof, you see a red-skinned, bat-winged humanoid of some kind with sort of like coal black hair and fire ember eyes, and a rather large-looking sword that it has. And it just sort of takes note of you, nods, and then makes its way down towards the courtyard to do battle.
Like can I incite it to do battle like on our defense, on our behalf?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you got for me?
24.
Oh yeah. It's looking at the group towards the west and is making its way down there. sort of like half flying, half skipping down the slopes of the ziggurat. So we've got our players, until their characters arrive, are going to control some of the Manse's defenders that have risen up to protect the Manse. So I do believe that Cody is going to be taking on the role of the Earth Elemental. Yes, is that?
Yeah. Well, that changes things significantly. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that.
And Pruitt is taking on the role of the mysterious red-skinned defender. That's there, which makes its the initiative order is going to be Pruitt playing the mysterious defender, and then Jardon right after that.
Okay. Well, being mysterious and a defender, I'm going to fly down and defend.
Okay.
Actually going to move within about, I guess, like 30 feet of these two guys on the left. And use, I can do this fire ray twice, right?
I do believe so, yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to hit him. That's a hit.
First one hits. Look at that. First blood.
And just going to focus fire on that thug number 7.
Gotcha.
Probably going to be... Oh, that's a hit. Okay.
All right. So you focus fired on just one of them?
Yep.
All right. Excuse me. So you sort of like half fly, half leap down from the top of the ziggurat, landing down in the garden. Your feet leaving little singed marks on the grass wherever it steps, and just like take aim and blast it with 2 great big blasts of fire. And it's sort of like, it doesn't appear to scream or let out any sort of sound. It just sort of like takes the hit and grunts and sort of keeps moving towards you. And Jardon would see that as well.
Would an Arcana or Perception help discern something funky about this?
Let's see. I'd take either a Perception or an Arcana.
I will always do Perception. Even getting a 1.
So it begins.
Right. A lot of stuff has happened in the last like 30 seconds. Sure. So it's a lot to keep up with. Yeah, you notice that they're not, that they don't seem to react in a way that would suggest they've just been burned severely by fire.
Got it.
That's about all you can glean from where you're at right now. So yeah, it's Jardon's turn.
Okay, well, he was planning on taking all these guys on himself, but now he's clearly got some powerful help. He's really going to focus on like even spending utmost his whole turn to try and make sure that this is the situation that they have and there aren't other people sneaking in or trying to get in. He'll let these bound defenders do their defending while he makes sure that no one else gets hurt. So he'll guidance himself and perception. Well, I guess he can't guidance himself. He's in the lizard form.
Okay.
He's just going to really take a full to try and discern what's happening here. Something's off, but he doesn't know what it is.
Okay. So from your perch at the apex of the ziggurat, you can see a couple things. You do not see anyone approaching from the south. It does look like it's just these at least these two groups that are approaching from the north, one towards the west, one towards the east. There doesn't appear to be anything approaching from the middle of the garden. Right now, what you can see are just these 6 invaders who've approached over the wall.
All right. He's going to just again devote his whole turn to perceiving. That's it.
Okay.
Not revealing himself to be what he is until he's needed.
Okay. Let's see. So this is one of those things where I got a lot of guys who've got to go. It is the Earth Elemental's turn.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, he's gonna move up.
Yeah.
And smash. So let's do this here. We've got one attack against the farthest one on the left. 15.
Number 1. Okay.
23 for 11.
11. Yeah, so your big old earth clod and rock hand smashes down into it.
Does he drop?
No, he does not drop.
Let's do it again. 12.
Let's see.
Oh, the 4s have started. Oh, Lord.
The 4s. 12 hits, though.
Okay.
They're just wearing some leather armor.
For another 14 points of bludgeoning damage as the Earth Elemental just slinks up and just smashes down on this guy twice.
So you just are slamming into him with your big rocky hands, and just dirt's flying everywhere and grass that you're comprised of. And this guy, he's fighting back and attempting to move out of the way, but it's stiff. Doesn't seem like he's using his own reactions, and does not let out a peep whenever your big rocky fist smashes into him.
Really?
Just sort of grunts, falls back, and then picks himself up and heads back at you.
Okay.
There's no... Yes, that's what your elemental senses perceive. And then, let's see. So now that battle has been joined, Lucian is going to make an appearance out from where he is on the balcony. And I'm going to say, and this is Dave, if you want to, you can go ahead and take over for Lucian.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Do I need to make an acrobatics check to do some parkour move and end up over here?
No, that's only about a 20-foot drop, and if you're dropping right by the side of the wall, you can just kind of slide down it. It's not a sheer drop; it's sort of angled.
Okay, so Lucian basically kind of ninja runs down the wall, and does a little bit of a flip and tries to hit all 3 of these guys with one roundhouse kick.
Nice.
He's got a ham sandwich in his other hand now. So that's a 9.
Yeah, the first one misses.
Another 4.
Yeah, there's
The chorus of 4s.
Oh my god.
Got a 12.
Yeah,
And-
12 is gonna hit. 12 hits a thug.
All right, and we got an 8. So 1 hit.
Wow.
1 hit.
But that one guy that got hit, he can make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Which guy are you? Which guy are you attacking?
I guess it's the middle one. I attacked all of them.
All 3 of them. Okay.
Yeah, he just
So this
attacked
one,
it.
number 1, thug number 1.
Thug number 1.
Yeah, that's who I.
This
and
is
that's
the,
who I.
yeah,
hit
this
as
is the
well.
one that the elemental had just smashed twice. All right, go ahead and roll me damage, and then I will get the.
All right, the damage.
That was a con save.
Oh
Yeah, that's a con save.
Well, it might. Let me see.
Come on.
11 damage. No, 36 knocks it out, and you're just roundhouse him in the back of the head. He's just been pummeled twice by the earth elemental. You just heel catches him right at the nape of the neck, and he goes flat into the bushes.
Well, fella, prepare for the long night.
Damn straight. All right, let's see what's going on here. Let me get rid of this guy so he doesn't crowd up the place. Excuse me. All right, we've got. What we got here? These 2 that are fighting the Earth Elemental and Lucian. Number 6 turns and attacks Lucian. He's got just a hand weapon, looks like an improvised club or something. And then the other one is attempting to attack the Elemental. We will see how successful it is. And then while that's going on, the 3 of them over here towards the east approach our mystery defender. So this is going to take a second, so I roll all these up.
Wait, there were 3?
Yeah, one of them was hiding in a bush.
Oh.
Does that change? Does that change something?
Foul treachery.
All right, let's see what we got here.
You guys have clearly never played together before.
Let's see. There's some rustling towards the middle underneath these trees that Jardon can see. So you can they've revealed. There's some of them they're hiding behind those trees that are sort of towards the middle there. Yeah, you can totally see them. They're not being stealthy at all, or not anymore at least. All right, here we go. We have got an attack against Pruitt. What's your monster's AC? 22 hit him?
Is 19.
Yeah, so 22 is going to hit. And it sort of reaches out with a crude mace and attempts to get you there. It's going to get 7 damage for the first attack.
Okay.
Oh, and I forgot I should be rolling with advantage against these against you.
Wouldn't want you to forget that.
That's no good. The second attack, the advantage doesn't help at all. It misses the first one there. Let's see. More rustling in the trees towards the middle of the garden there, Jardon. And all right, here we go. The other one attempts to attack Pruitt's mystery defender. First, it's a 20.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's a hit.
And it's going to be 3 damage for that as he clips you with a short sword. And then the second attack there, 16.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. Are these magical attacks?
They are not magical attacks.
Okay.
So you're going to have to keep track of that.
Yep.
And the second attack hits as well. It's going to be 5 damage on that one. I'll just give you the raw damage and let you do the calculations there.
Cool.
Number 6. Number 6 is attacking Lucian. What's Lucian's AC?
He's got a 16.
16. Oh, the first one is going to hit you.
You're red hot. Good one, lad. Good one.
7 damage on Lucian as he takes you right in the shoulder. And then 16 is going to hit again.
Bang.
Oh, the assault continues with 6 damage. So you miss him with the roundhouse kick. He's got his club, and he just starts beating you about the head and shoulders with it.
Reminds Lucian of his days at that monastery.
Was that your impression of Lucian, by the way? I'm just curious.
All right, the last one on over here. 15 is going to miss our mystery defender. 15 is going to miss our mystery defender. And then finally over here, this one's going to try to attack the earth elemental, probably to poor effect. But
17?
We'll see. 23 hits.
23 hits.
23 hits, but that's going to be 5 non-magical damage.
Okay.
He attacks the mound of earth.
I still have 124 hit points.
Listen, I think sometimes it's fun to have players play monsters.
And it's not a D&D game without an earth elemental.
It's not a D&D game without an earth elemental. Absolutely. 8 non-magical damage for the second attack against you. It's trying. It's he's got like I said, they've got like makeshift clubs and hatchets and maces they're trying to attack with. Lucian, however, now that you're down amongst them, they have like their mouths covered with looks like a gag or a mask of some kind, and they don't seem that their eyes say that they are terrified, but their actions suggest otherwise. Like their
movements are jerky.
Their movements are jerky. So like the one that attacked Lucian, it's got his mouth covered, and its like eyes are like blinking and darting every which way, trying to like figure out what's going on, but it's just sort of like mechanically and without really any grace or. Yabo doesn't recruit people that don't know how to fight, but they are not they're not as coordinated or skilled.
These lads don't seem to be themselves.
All right. Here we go. We're going to top. So our defenders have look like they're going to be okay, but there might be more enemies here towards the middle of the garden. Pruitt, sure go. Top of the initiative.
Okay, who was I attacking earlier? 7, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So my guy has a sword. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna hack at him. That's probably not gonna hit.
That's gonna miss.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big miss.
Woof. Ba-bum, ba-bum.
23 is a solid hit, though.
That is a hit. Wait. On target. Oh, wait. Here we go. So he's going to take... Wait, I'm sorry. This is really a weird setup on this thing.
Oh, yeah. It's got like extra... It's got like the damage from its weapon and then the damage from the fire that it does, yeah.
Yeah, no, so that's it. So together it's 12 damage.
12 damage. So you approach it, and I know it says spear, but I thought a sword would be cooler.
Totally.
Slash at it with your sword and sort of leave a scalding, scorching mark across it as it, there's a sizzle and pop as your searing blade slices his flesh and through his leather armor. Not a peep out of it. But he collapses to the ground as if the fight's gone out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Is there blood? Is there like physical wounds apparent?
Yeah, they appear to be physical wounds. They don't seem to be like, they're not like zombies or anything like that you can tell. And it's Jardon's turn.
Okay. I don't know. These guys look like they're handling it pretty well. He's got this suspicion there's something definitely off about this, and rather than revealing himself, I know it's not as exciting, but it's what a calm, observant, careful person would do.
True.
He scurries, to the point that he can see the best, and is really keeping an eye on things until he's really needed.
Okay. Well, there's that. Out of this tree over here approaches another armed assailant towards Lucian. Excuse me. And let's see, he's going to go ahead and make that attack.
Easy there, son. Hasn't your mom taught you about creeping in the bushes?
Yeah, he's got like a long, slender sword that he's approaching you with. Shouldn't creep up in the bushes like that.
How rude.
How rude. 18 hits Lucian.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's go. So we've got this.
It's the ghouls all over again.
He's going to take 10 damage.
Okay. So,
as you get literally stabbed, and it pierces through your robes, and but skips off your some of your bark skin.
does he also wear a mask?
Yes, same thing.
Okay.
Lower part of his face covered, eyes all buggy and fearful, and movements not as fluid as you'd expect them to be.
All right. So.
And it makes a second attack. 12 misses. Skips off your knobbly, barky skin.
I got you now. Oh, spy 2.
All right, so I'm going to smash this Thug 8. So 11?
Yeah.
Does that get there?
11 misses.
11 misses. Okay, one more. Ha We got a natural 20.
Oh,
There
yes.
it is.
How about that
There
action?
you go.
Oh, look, and it did it automatically. It's almost like it knew.
Sweet.
22 more bludgeoning damage. As it just comes crashing back down mindlessly against these assailants.
Mystery Defender smash.
Yeah, there's a spray of earth and pebbles and everything as you like double fisted bring your hands down like a earth elemental
Easy
haymaker.
with the double fisting.
Yeah, gotta be careful.
And it will slide underground and move to there.
Sweet. Like pop back up.
Right.
Nice.
Like whack-a-mole.
Yeah. All right, Lucian,
So Lucian has a hunch, and this time he forgoes his furious feet to unleash his tiger claws across their faces.
Nice.
Let's see.
Holding the ham sandwich in his foot like a monkey.
He balances. Yes, he balances it on one foot. So that is a 13. So as I rake across his face, I'm actually going to go after the mask. It says the DC 13 strength saving throw where they drop an item.
Gotcha. Let me see real quick. What I got. This was number.
I'm just going to go spy and then right around.
Gotcha.
To the counterclockwise.
There we go. So she said it was a strength save?
Yeah, strength save.
Oh my gosh.
11.
Oh, that fails. So am I able to rip the mask off?
Oh, yeah, totally.
So the second one is definitely a miss as that guy ducks. And the third one, he comes around and goes after another mask.
Okay. So it's going to be, that's 8 damage. It's 8 and 9 damage to the 2 that you hit.
Interesting.
Let's see. And then the other one, the second one you missed. So I'm going to say thug number 6 was the other one that you hit for 9 damage there. So the 2 of them that you ripped their masks off. Let's see if the other guy saves. Yeah, the thug save has got his strength save. But you rip the mask off the one with the spy. Lucian sees that his chin and mouth are like covered in like dried blood. Like even just ripping the mask off of it kind of tears away at the sort of the clotting wound that he's got. And you can see just he's like clenched teeth and they're all bloody and just like completely caked in gore and blood.
So Lucian is also kind of thinking about those strange wounds, right, on the murder victims?
Yes.
Oh. Something really odd going on here, fellas. Then he kind of looks around at the other defenders and he's like, well, maybe not that
odd. All right. So the invaders fight back here. Goodness. What do we got?
So ripping the mask off didn't have any other effect other than revealing his mouth?
Other than revealing mouth, yeah.
Okay. It was worth a shot.
Gotcha. What were you going for?
Maybe they're under some kind of control and it had something to do with the masks.
Gotcha.
Could we maybe gauge like a religion check or something to see if this is ceremonial or associated with anything?
Sure.
I know Lucian's a priest. Maybe he would know.
He's not that kind of priest. Not according to my stat block, anyway.
For combat purposes, Lucian is a monk, but he is kind of be hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge what exactly is. What's another 4?
The lore mystery will remain.
It is session 4, so it's appropriate that there are 4s being rolled.
I do know Jardon is out observing somewhere, so I will call out. These men do not seem to be in control of their actions.
We'll see if that, or maybe an insight or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get to the bottom of the mystery before we slaughter them all.
Gotcha.
If they're compelled, if they're something.
Well spoken, Andrew.
You know, looking at them now, you've seen them fight for a while, and you've seen them, observed them for a little bit. They first off, when I say they move in unison, they really do move as if they are one sort of unit. So the guy over here fighting the mystery defender moves in exactly the same way that the one trying to dodge the earth elemental's attacks is moving. Similarly with the 2 that Lucian is fighting. They don't really try to get out of the way of an attack, and their retaliations and their own attacks are very mechanical, very jerky. They don't appear to be what's the word? They don't appear to be effective or particularly coordinated in their fighting, just in their movements. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Yeah, something like that. So here from underneath one of the trees here, you see one of them kind of step out and take a crossbow. It looks like it's aiming for the Lucian in sort of the mix, and doesn't particularly care that he's firing into a big old melee there. 15 is going to miss Lucian. And then it steps back in the underneath the tree, in the shadows underneath the tree. And similarly with this one over here. Let's see. It's going to do something. It's going to do much the same thing. Over here, Pruitt, your guy is surrounded. Not really surrounded. 2 against 1. They appear like they're scared out of their minds, but they continue to fight you. 3, and then let's go ahead and get that second one. No, first attack misses, and for the second one, it is going to be a hit. So it's going to be 8 non-magical. The one that stepped out from underneath the tree takes aim at with a crossbow at you. 6, the bolt goes sailing. No hit. And then let's see here. The other one that is attacking the Manse's defender. Thanks, aim. 22 is going to hit. That's going to be 5 non-magical as he continues his assault against against Pruitt's monster.
Okay.
One last time. The last one misses. So the 2 of them, I mean, I don't know how much to getting in the head of your monster you want to get, but you're pretty sure that it's like you could, in your sleep, take these guys apart.
Right. I mean, I assume that this defender is here to defend, and these guys are encroaching. And do I have any agency to act other than that?
Your agency that you know is that within the bounds of the walls of the manse, you can pretty much do whatever you need to do to defend the place. You cannot leave the courtyard. You cannot leave the garden, and you don't have access to the monster's spell-like abilities.
Right.
But you have access to its attacks and things like that. You do have the ability to teleport to wherever it is that you reside in the manse.
Gotcha.
If you need to.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna continue hacking away at these guys then, because
Okay.
I think I heard burn down the manse and you're free to go.
Hey, that's true.
There's kids inside, man.
Yeah.
Oh, just a second. It's not quite your turn yet. I gotta finish going with these thugs.
Sorry.
That's all right. So Lucian is over here. It continues to fight against probably better judgment. Continues to fight. I get a 22 to hit Lucian.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're raining those cudgels upon me.
Oh yeah, and another 22 to hit. So that's 2 solid hits from number 6 here. That's going to be 8 damage, and then another 8. Jeez. He gets
39.
He gets 2 really good hits in against Lucian.
Lucian's about to be, yo, you guys, there's a reason why I left that death cult, right?
Hey. And then here we go. This last one is going to try to fend off. What's it going to try to do against this earth elemental? There's not much it can do, this poor guy. I guess within. So, Cody, your earth elemental is attacked again.
Dodge. 16 does not get there, sir.
16 does not get there, even with. And then 13 is certainly not going to
get that weak sauce out of here.
It's just like hitting grass and dirt clods and things like that. There's a so we're at top of the initiative with Pruitt's defender.
Okay. Now then, I'm gonna attack this thug that hit me, because how dare he?
10 is not going to cut it.
No, not at all. Or stab it. That's going to be a hit.
21 will.
So he's going to take that.
Yeah.
And then he's going to take that.
So you pierce it with your sword, and it burns its flesh as you pierce it. Let's see. There we go. Jardon, what do we got?
Come in.
Okay. Just want to say happy gaming. That's all.
Thank you.
Aww.
Can you say it loud?
Come in.
Oh.
It's much better. Okay. So I think maybe I should get beat up.
That's
Exactly.
I thought the doll was back.
Have her come voice the doll, right?
Yes.
Lucian looks like he's taking a beating, doesn't he?
Yeah. He this last exchange of attacks saw Lucian take kind of beating.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not looking so good.
So Joego's gonna, observing that, still looking around for some sort of puppet master or something, but realizing he can't sit on the sidelines anymore, waiting for some bigger threat. He's going to jump off, turn into a like his flappy lizard with little wings, glide around, and then transform as he's approaching into his raptor with his claws coming down.
Okay.
To pounce into one of the thugs.
Gotcha.
Let me grab my Allosaurus.
Yeah.
There we go.
Allosaurus.
Allosaurus.
And we have his pounce. So this is the pounce. Move 30 feet, hits with a claw attack. So claw coming in.
Knocked prone.
It's a 12.
This is against the one that attacked Lucian last round.
Yeah. So if the 12 hits, then he takes 6 damage.
Fails the strength save, so he's knocked prone.
And bite with advantage is 24.
Ooh, needed that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he takes 15 damage.
Nice.
Good.
So yeah, this is one of the things that I love about Druid, right? Is that there's a tiny lizard and then just a giant morphed out dinosaur. Landing on top of it, knocking him down. There's a look of bewilderment and confusion briefly passes over its face. And you just like come down, I guess, and are biting its head. It's pretty savage.
It is.
It's very savage. I think, and I like the juxtaposition of Jardon, who's usually kind of quiet and reserved, except when he becomes a big giant violence lizard.
Absolutely. So that's my full actions. He's then going to tear into this. He's still kind of trying to get a sense of if there's something really wrong about these guys, but right now he's going into that tear them apart mode.
Mm-hmm. So in this case, there is let's see, one more here. I'll get to what Jardon senses here in just a second. There's one more fighting Lucian. Let's see. 20. So we've got 20 is going to hit Lucian. Let's see, 2. It's going to be 4 plus another 6 and 10 damage to Lucian.
These guys really have my number. Ow.
They got him surrounded. An 11's going to miss. And that's from the guy that darted out from underneath the tree with its sort of like long, slender sword trying to stab at Lucian.
It's all good. Lucian has like 11 hit points left. He's ready.
So there is a Jardon has jumped down on top of one, turned into a giant lizard, and is biting it. Once it gets prone, there's a brief moment where it doesn't even one of the Yavos thugs doesn't even try to struggle or anything, and then like almost like that. The guy's like scrambling, drops his weapons, trying to push off the ground and trying to get out from underneath Jardon. The one that the two over here that are fighting Pruitt's mystery defender immediately drop their weapons and attempt to back away without they've got their hands up. They're both like into their the cloths they're covering the bottom of their faces. And the similar situation happens over here with the Earth Elemental and Lucian, and the two that are fighting them appear to drop their weapons. The one that Lucian ripped his mask off, you can see as he tries to talk that he's got no tongue, and it's just this kind of please check it out, that kind of business going on. So all four of the ones that you can see have dropped their weapons and are trying to are no longer putting up a fight.
How is a spy one there reacting?
He's the one without the mask.
That's the one without the mask. Yeah. He's dropped his sort of small sword that he had, and is like, holding his hands up, not putting up any fight, and you can see that he got no tongue. Let's see. So that was all them. I guess it's a bunch of Mygos. It would be the Earth Elemental's turn.
They're no longer wielding weapons.
Correct.
It'll stop. It'll
Okay.
pin. It'll just pin a defender.
Okay. They can easily do that.
Yeah, I'll roll if you need me to.
Now, there's no need. They don't put up any fight. If you just put your giant earthy hand on one of them to keep them in place, they offer no resistance. In fact, both Jardon and Lucian, they almost look like they're like, please take us out of, get us out of here, kind of their behavior.
Oh my gosh, they have no tongues.
Tongues are overrated.
It is totally overrated. It's Lucian's turn.
So Lucian is going to disengage and cart and wheel back onto the porch.
Uh-huh.
As he does, he'll draw 3 darts.
Okay.
And that's pretty much his action. But
All right.
his concern is they might, whatever's controlling them might regain control.
Okay.
And he's kind of beat up, so he's going to be cautious.
Okay.
The puppet master seems to have cut the strings, but I don't know if it'll last.
That's true. So for now, we'll stick with the rough initiative order if we need to, but we'll kind of drop out the ones that are remaining are completely compliant in their surrender.
Jardon will shift out into his normal self, kind of spitting the blood out, but not gnawing on the guy anymore. He'll hiss up to Lucian,
Make sure nothing is gotten inside. I will speak with these.
he'll turn to one of the guys.
Who sent you?
You see a panicked human. The same with him. He's still got his mask on, but from the sounds that are coming from it, you probably get the impression it's the same situation. You can barely understand him.
He's going to pull from his robe of many things a bit of parchment, and then will use his druid craft to summon a kind of a chalky crayon sort of thing, and then hands them to him, gesturing.
Why you come?
In a very shaky hand, this guy, by the light of the setting sun, is trying to just scrawl help on the parchment. Help us.
Lucian wants to go back into the Manse and start searching around. He thinks this is a diversion.
Okay.
And I call that out because I do.
Okay. So Lucian goes back into the manse, and
I guess my guy's going to try to catch the eye of the earth elemental. Basically, just trying to be like, "Are you going to stay out here, or do you want to stay out here?"
I'm gonna grab some.
I'm gonna go in. I want to go in with Lucian.
It's just pinning one of the guys, and it doesn't like acknowledge really. It's just kind of, if you can tell where its eyes are, it's just focused on holding the guys down.
Okay. So within the actual confines of the manse, Pruitt, your defender is able to take an action to teleport around. The range is 60 feet. You have to be able to see.
I believe the proper terminology is BAMF.
BAMF.
Yeah, so I'm gonna BAMF inside.
Yeah, and a smell of sulfur and yellow smoke. You BAMF.
Rotten eggs.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, I'm gonna BAMF inside then.
Okay.
BAMF.
So we got you over here. This will be the inside for now, if it comes up. So you guys have 5 of these Yavos thugs here who are looking around the garden with wide eyes, huddling together, and like, are completely like, seemingly terrified of something.
Wish I had words like Oliver, but if you are not our enemy, and if you did this against your will, we will harm you no more. But we must get to the bottom, find who did this to you.
The lead one, shakes his head, like the one that was trying to help us. Shakes his head in agreement and tries to say, I'm going to give this a shot. Well, we're not going to go anywhere. Barely makes it out. We're
Insight?
Brilliantly done.
Thank you. You're in, judging by their behavior and the stark contrast between when you watch them sort of slink across the yard and how they fought versus their behavior now, they don't appear to be under whatever compulsion was affecting them before, and they seem utterly terrified and are docile for the moment.
Do you nod or shake? Is what you are afraid of nearby?
They're scanning underneath the trees, looking into the garden, and 2 of them are like, and another is just like looking somewhere towards the back near the wall, and seemingly just like,
Yeah. He'll gesture towards the earth elemental. If you look over there, please. The rest of you, I will make trust. If you come inside, we keep you safe.
Okay. So you'll have to lead them around towards the southern entrance, as they dropped all their ropes and clubs. Let's see for a second. So just a quick cap. The ones that Pruitt's defender killed his. They're dead. The others are just kind of knocked out. Those that dropped.
Jardon will try and gather them, like gesture to the other guys. Hey, bring the knocked out friends too.
Okay.
And Earth Elemental will go and you'll be okay. We'll sort this out.
Okay. So we'll drop completely out of combat here. We've got the group of Yavo's crew. They take their unconscious ones inside. They're huddled together. Jardon escorts them. Lucian's going to have to let him in the front door because it's currently barred. And so for Cody and Pruitt, with your defenders, what's are you doing anything active, waiting on potential threats?
Pretty much, yeah. Just gonna wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna actively kill them, and he's gonna be prepared to continue to defend the Manse.
Okay.
Use your tremor sense over by the wall.
Yeah, my guy's going to be just like, I mean, he heard Lucian say that there could be somebody inside, so he's just going to be teleporting around, checking every room.
Okay.
Would you like a perception check?
Yes, please. Give a bit more of what the elemental can see. So you got a 15 here. You're going what, room by room, just checking it out?
Yeah, just teleporting like into each room, looking around, giving a quick look, move to the next one.
Lucian is going right for where he would perceive the largest store of knowledge that Zalakai would have kept.
Yeah, so Zalakai has 2 libraries. The one that's in sort of the visitors level of the Manse that you found his body in, that's the mundane stuff. The magical library he has is deeper in the Manse.
Yeah, I'm going right to where he kept the weird shit.
Gotcha. So that's where he makes his way in. I just want to show off the rest of this map. Kind of like this one. This is what the if the earth element, if you're kind of like, your tremor sense is what, 60 feet?
I'm looking at it. It is 60 feet.
Boom.
Oh, where did you get this gorgeous map?
I made it myself. Thank you for asking. With Dungeon Painter Studio from Pyromancers. It's pretty sweet.
Is that pyromancers.com, Jim Davis?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Seriously, it took like 10 minutes to make this. It took no time at all. It's like really, really sweet. Here we are. We find ourselves. At this point, Joego, Robin, and Oliver arrive, having torn through market stalls and in through the back doors of soup kitchens and in alleyways and knocking over laundry and apple carts and things like that to get here.
So, what go on, guys? Chomping on an apple.
It's a fucking rock!
It is. Come. Be careful. Eyes out. Some men, they came, but they were being manipulated. Elemental here rise up to defend. Other winged man inside, Lucian inside. They say they were being controlled. Still around here. We should be cautious.
So,
do I recognize those as Yavo's guys?
Yeah, you recognize. That's like Steve, and then Bill. Yeah, that kind of.
Just Steve and Bill. They're all named
Steve and Bill.
Brother Bill, other brother Bill.
Steve and Bill. So a couple things. After a minute of no combat, the Earth Elemental will eventually recede back into the ground where it's there. It's just not out and about. And then the same with the Mystery Defender, although he just disappears. So if you've been teleporting from room to room, looking for that kind of thing, probably the last anybody saw of you is when you were outside, killed that guy, and then teleported back into the place.
Act on a soul real quick and gone.
Awesome.
So let's, you guys arrive at the Manse. You find the door locked, and unless someone's there to greet you, you see what you see. You might see a set of, you might see a trail of blood leading up the steps from Yavo's thugs that were bleeding from wounds as they made their way up there.
Come.
Okay.
On the inside?
Like leading up the steps, they all had to walk up the to the main entrance, and some of them were quite wounded.
I think we should make sure everyone is safe, but whatever behind this, still, you know what to find. I cannot find them. Magic, I think.
Is this all of the intruders?
Oh, but perhaps one, yes.
Oliver, I keep telling you to come out with me when we're doing cardio.
It was. Fuck you.
I love
why these
that
guys
Oliver
come?
has such a filthy mouth.
So, which one of you needed to? You want to take over, Robin?
Yeah, sure. So we think this is something still here. Yes.
The men who attacked us, they had their tongues ripped out, said, need help, said, danger still nearby. What forced them to do this? But I cannot see. Not right now.
First brains, now tongues. What next?
I don't know.
So they are all the 5 of them that were that surrendered from the fight, as well as the 2 that were sort of knocked out, are in this large circular sitting room. They're all kind of huddled by the fire, and they looking at them now in the light of the Manse. They look like they're just have experienced sheer terror. They're like completely sort of like drained. Their faces are very pale and sweaty and kind of clammy. Their eyes really kind of give it away. They still seem terrified, and all of them now you can see that had the masks. They've either taken them off or are still holding them to their mouths, but it appears as though they've had their tongues ripped out.
Joego would go up to them and call them by names, and he'd probably touch them all like on their shoulders. And Joego, no, we not always get along, and sometimes we fight. But who did this to you? This is wrong. This is bad.
They some of them attempt to talk, and it's a kind of a mess.
I'll wave them down when they do that. Okay, no talk. Oh, Joego, no. Jogo's sad.
They give you a very, just a pleading pleading glance, and just basically sit huddled by the fireplace and the chairs and on the floor.
We search around to make sure that nothing else is happening, and the urchins who stayed behind, make sure they're safe.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else disturbed?
Yeah, Curio and Small Sebastian and the other, I think Scooty, were the only other 2 the other 2 orphans that are there. They emerge from the basement. Curio has a wand that he found somewhere, just kind of like sees that everything is okay, and then like looks, kind of gives you guys a like, what are they doing in here look towards Yavo's men. But seeing that they're disarmed and sitting on the floor, isn't too alarmed.
Yeah, well, they've been controlled by something, and that has passed. So we should keep an eye on them.
Jardon says there's something else here.
They were afraid of another person outside by the wall. Perhaps if everything is good here, we go look there.
Okay. Yeah, Robin will head back out.
Okay.
Did Lucien go home?
He is tending to their wounds.
Once Oliver has had a moment to collect himself, he'll go over to the men and try to talk to them, question them however he can here. So, okay.
There, a couple of them have regained their wits enough that they feel comfortable writing. I mean, they have some some skill with literacy, but not a lot. But they're able to communicate simple concepts through writing.
So I'll kind of go over to him. Okay, gentlemen, forgive me for my outburst earlier, but it appears that you have gone through some pretty traumatic events this evening. If I'm to understand that... Anyways, for that, I sincerely apologize, but we need to get some bit of information from you about what or who did this to you.
Hey, Oliver, ask them if Yavo was involved.
Yeah, yes. So are you employees of the one and only Yavo?
They all shake their heads in unison. You get a couple of...
And was your particular treat for this evening given to you by Yavo?
A couple of them look confused at you, and one of them writes on a piece of paper, we don't know where Yavo is.
And how many days has it been since you've seen Yavo?
On the piece of paper, last we saw sometime after midday, we were attacked.
So you saw him today, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And could you describe your assailants? Let me ask you, did your heads hurt by chance?
They all of them in unison shake their heads.
Mm-hmm.
And were you in the sewers when you were assaulted?
They give you a no, and the one who's writing for them says they were in their hangout, their tavern that they hang out in.
And was this tavern filled with more than a dozen men?
Yes.
More than 30?
Not that many.
And these assailants, how many did they number?
They there's a lot of confused looks between them, a lot of shaking, and the one that's writing for you said, we never saw it writes, we never saw what it was that attacked us. We only saw it later.
It. You keep saying it. Was this a man? Was it a human or an elf or dwarf, perhaps?
Flips the parchment over and continues to write. He describes he doesn't think it was a man or anything. He describes seeing 7 yellow eyes in the hood and long, slender limbs.
Oh, that's just awful. Jardon, any help here? 7 eyes? Lots of limbs?
Didn't Zico's monster get out?
Orange fur at all?
They shake their heads. No orange fur.
Racking my brain, would that be Arcana?
Yeah.
We'll guidance myself.
Okay.
It's a 10.
I mean, lots of messed up things have multiple eyes. They could be describing a fiend of some kind or an extraplanar creature.
Not sure, but not good. Robin, I go look outside, maybe some remnants. Good asking questions. Find where we should go next if Yavo is still there around.
Do you have any way of contacting Yavo? Or would Yavo call upon you in any other way? Any perhaps magical trinkets or hideaways that we might look for him at?
The one that's writing is gives a sort of thinks about it for a second, and writes, I think I know where we could find him. He has a bolt hole in sewers that is there for emergencies. If he's anywhere, he's there.
And he was not in the tavern when you were attacked, correct?
He was in the tavern when we were attacked. The last we saw, he was fighting against something.
And your tongues, did you see who cut them out?
The seven-eyed creature cut out our tongues after it brought us all back to its lair. It just... He goes on, like, if you ask him about all that, he gives you a lengthy description of what the attack was like and what happened after. They didn't see their assailants. And at some point after they were all kind of tossed about the room by some force, they just felt compelled to get up and walk out and ended up somewhere. They blindfolded themselves, ended up somewhere. And there was this creature with 7 eyes that had them each cut out their own tongues.
Now, you see, gentlemen, I am in a bit of a predicament. I am assuming you're all capable warriors. You have killed before, yes?
Yeah, like I said, Yabo's thugs are all ex-gladiators and deserters from the legions and people that grew up hard on the streets.
And you see, I have a real problem with this because what am I to do with you now? Any suggestions?
There are a few of them that that seem at this point they've gone from frightened and scared to seemingly angry, and the one that's writing pretty much says pretty much writes whatever hit us, we want to be there. If we've got to do something.
For now, just sit tight.
He writes, we'll cooperate. Just whatever happened, whatever this thing is. Maybe he doesn't say that. That's a lot of writing to do.
I'll kind of walk over to the group and just be like, well, apparently we are recruiting at this point, so...
I mean, these people presumably have homes that they could go back to and a place to stay.
Yeah, but they're still thugs that, kill people and do all... They're not great people.
They're not great people. They keep the people in the northern part of the neighborhood safe from all the ghouls that come out of the abandoned, burned down district. That's about, it's about the only...
Their redeeming quality.
Only redeeming quality that they have. It's why they are pretty popular in their part of the neighborhood for that.
So I believe Jardon wanted to go check out
the
wall.
Yeah, anybody else going back outside with Jardon?
I was going out there also.
Robin will. All right, so that was Joego and Oliver inside and talking to the thugs, and then Robin and you guys will go back outside. All right.
So, yeah, thorough investigation of near the wall and areas about, and he'll while they're searching, he's paying mostly attention. He will realize he should be slightly social. And
how was your party?
It was fine. We ran into what was his name? Athel,
yeah.
Athel the Illustrious, the Illusionist. He acted a little strange whenever we brought up Zelakai. So he also invited me to the opening of a play. So might need to go check that out when that happens. But,
And
I think
he leads closely to Robin.
and was Joego okay?
Oh, he was fine. He was the hit of the party. They loved it. They loved him.
He looks genuinely surprised.
No, he's always friendly, very good man, but sometimes. Oh, good.
Well, the upper crust, they like to rub elbows with the lower just to remind themselves. But, that's why he did a good job.
Joego have good time at party?
Yeah, he even remembered his alias like half the time. I forgot what his alias was now.
Thomas,
Thomas, that's right. My man
Sorry,
Thomas.
Thomas.
Anyway,
Yeah, your body man.
he's my body man. I have a leg man too, but he's at home. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm not really. I don't want to mark Athel off the list, Athelfane off the list quite yet, but I'm not sure he's involved with this.
Yes, we are in strange predicament, of course.
Mm-hmm.
These 4 prestigious, powerful wizards, one of them or all of them conspiring to kill Zelakai to bring demon to us all. Not good. And no problem with this man and his men and their tongues.
Yeah, this I'll tell you what, every time I think I'm used to this city, it just reaches up and kicks me in the dick.
Just gets you.
But
You got to get out more, Robin.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
if I could take off a night from exacting justice, I would.
Not much sleep for us for some time until darkness is found. Yes.
Yes, most definitely.
Then I will make special salve for your dick, and we'll hope it feel better.
Oh, well, yeah, you do that.
You have mentioned problem with that area before, so I have been thinking about it. Special flowers that grow in certain section of the sewer. If I chew them up and spit them and combine with other fragrant, delicious things, you merely need to rub it in the area, and it will not hurt so much.
You know, you're a kind and considerate soul, Jardon. But
Even when you
do you
were
have-
little, remember you cry about rash and how everything itches and always hurts and is burning. But I have learned much since then about herbalism and proper combination of things. I think you're
well, I think the fact that you've now learned though is the reason why I don't have the rash and itching anymore.
that has gone away.
Well, yeah. So
Oh, good. But I try different things to make it work, but this is other problem. Yes.
yeah, no. I mean, it's okay. But you should work on a cure for metaphor. It's okay. It's but we'll get there. We'll get there, Jardon. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
So anyway,
So you guys have a pleasant
what wall?
conversation. It's the north wall. As you guys are walking around you coming down the stairs, walking around the side, chatting about the your earlier in the evening, Robin's issues.
yeah.
Rashes.
Right. So I take it Jardon has you've got detect magic going at this point.
yes.
Okay. So you see, as you're wandering around, there are, as you get over here, sort of towards the east wall. Oh, that's not what I want to do. There are traces of illusion magic kind of here. It's sort of wispy and ephemeral, like the last morning fog that gets burned away in the sunrise that just you're detecting. And then over here, sort of where I've got this circle, you see 3 human sort of person-sized shapes on the ground.
Person-sized shapes on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, like it's getting to be late, right? So the shadows kind of distort everything.
Okay.
But you
Even
look
with my skulker feet.
yeah, I mean, you don't have dark vision. Come on,
Oh,
Pruitt.
all right.
You see better than most.
Yeah.
in the
yeah.
dark.
Well,
But
then
you're
I
gonna have to
will,
get a little closer.
I will cautiously creep up, keeping my eyes peeled.
Okay.
Famous last
Yeah,
words.
let's go. Both of y'all give me perception checks. Let's see. We got an investigation from Jardon. It's 24, and then how about
28 perception.
28 perception? Yes. 12. There you go.
I don't good at finding things.
Damn straight. So as Robin creeps up to where these three shapes are, you get close and through the shadows underneath the bushes over here, you can see that there's more of Yavo's thugs. And they're all motionless, lying on the ground. But it looks like they were kind of standing in like a three of them sort of facing each other, and their bodies are just kind of slumped over each other.
Dog pile style?
Yeah.
They're unconscious.
You guys go over and like rummage around and check them out.
Yeah, I'll go up and check to see if I can feel a pulse.
You feel no pulse, sir.
They're dead, Jardon.
Yeah, you get up close to them. You're feeling their wrist. Jardon starts checking them out, and even just like turning them over reveals that they've had their throats cut ear to ear, just deep cuts, and they are all holding bloody daggers.
So they killed themselves.
Compelled.
Okay.
There was just before they came over, something into my head. It was clawing and trying to speak. Take over.
Like something was like trying to take you over?
Take over my mind, yes. Must have happened to these as well. They forced to cut out their own tongues to even kill each other.
I don't know what kind of sadistic shit we're dealing with, but I'm starting to get a little scared.
Unfortunately, have no remedy for scared at the moment, but we work on it.
I don't want to metagame, Jim, but I mean,
Yeah,
do we think that these are the other crossbow guys that were in the bushes? Maybe.
Yeah, they've got crossbows with them.
Okay. Yeah.
And even along here on the wall, you can see 3 ropes that are still attached up on top of the wall, down wherever they came over the wall.
Yeah. Okay.
So, pieces missing of this story, but these men should be properly laid to rest, you think, here on these grounds? Or Lucian could do this, yes?
Yeah, I mean, I think they should be given the proper rights. We don't need any ghosts raising up. I'm sure this would be the right recipe to create a ghost.
One ghost is enough.
Yes. We don't have any more dolls, I don't think. So,
Joego,
yeah.
what you are thinking here? Your pot may be actually very good.
Joego not understand. Why'd they come? Zalakai already dead.
Yes.
Maybe,
unless they did not know this.
Or maybe they knew about what we already have in our possession and they were looking for that.
The stone and the scroll.
Yeah, the stone and the scroll. If it was one of Zelakai's people that betrayed him, maybe they knew that he had that, and now that they have their very own demon, they don't want it taken away from them. Just a theory.
We are thinking, yes, that it is one of the, at least one of the 4 other, yes, who is behind all this. And we must determine which one.
That's what I'm thinking.
Could
Not everybody was happy that they wanted to get rid of this demon that they had summoned.
Yes. Next step is not clear. If this Iapo's thugs in this thing clawing into brain are the same. But probably, yes. Probably.
Well, they said that their heads hurt, right?
They did say that their heads hurt. Yeah, like I said, he wrote a pretty lengthy description of it, and it's like they didn't really see anything. They weren't sure how many there were that attacked them. They just know that the guy that was riding and 9 others, after being pummeled about the tavern, got up and walked out of their own accord and ended up somewhere where they were
So
subject to a bunch of brutalities.
So which of Zelakai's friends, which ones use puppet magic?
Not sure. Perhaps there is some time to study and think. We must make next move wisely.
I asked Curio. We're gonna find Curio.
So everybody's back in the manse now. Okay.
Yeah, let's have the Earth Elemental dig some graves and take care of those guys. And
Do you know how to summon him?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
We can put some. We could put some clubs in their hands. Maybe that'll summon
try.
him again.
But not really the biggest deal. Yeah, let's reconvene and decide what to do next.
Okay.
Curio, come with Joego in kitchen. We make soup for these guys.
Okay.
Their tongues hurt.
Yes. Wherever they are.
I will be investigating more books for seven-eyed mind control, those kind of things.
Okay.
Nearby.
Curio, which friends of Zalakai know puppet magic?
He gives it a long think. Well, Krotos is a pyromancer, and
No. Joego say puppet, not pyro.
Yes, of course, Joego. Was merely thinking out loud.
Oh, Joego would really like a pie.
He Curio thinks a bit. None of them are particularly skilled in controlling others or dominating them. I mean, the odd minor charm or something maybe, but not like what they're describing. Not that I know of.
Joego, the duct tape we need to find this puppet mancer.
Did you say puppet? By the way, what are we doing with Daronia?
You mean the doll?
Yeah.
Maybe she wants soup too.
No, thanks.
Maybe she would know of something with 7 eyes.
She might. It's very possible.
We must be careful in disturbing her as she is looking for things in the other realm.
It's very true. So night has fallen. The sun is set, and the chill of early winter begins to, has set in. We got a lot of things to cover real quick. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Before the attack, Jardon was looking in the study for something, and he found something that interrupted by the alarm, but found something that might be relevant. In addition to this, looking for the book that you're looking for now, we've got Joego with Curio in the kitchen fixing up some soup to feed everybody. And get those belly full. The orphans are playing in Curio's room, just playing on the bed, not really getting anybody's way. The Yavo's thugs are still in the sitting room. What are Oliver and Robin doing during this time?
I'll be having a heart-to-heart with the thugs.
Okay.
About what their post Yavo lives might entail, and about just how strong my good friend Joego is.
Oh yeah, they're very impressed with Joego. They consider him a worthy opponent.
And I guess I'll be in there too. Also, I'm gonna be like looking through books. I mean, Robin knows how to read. He knows how to do research in a library. So we have a few facts.
Okay.
So.
And then where is the doll that possesses Geronia's ghost?
I thought Joego had it.
I thought Joego had it.
It was his plaything.
Right. Joego does. Yes, that's right. Yeah, I recall now. Thank you. So Joego still has it. I'm assuming in a pocket or something somewhere
Under his pot.
Yeah, it's still just a slightly moist and gooey doll.
That's a disturbing
like
sentence.
ectoplasm.
Since he's upgraded his pot from the party, he wants to be able to protect the doll as well.
Gotcha. So we
got that deep pillow pot.
The deep pillow pots.
They have the best pots.
Damn straight. I think Joego just walked into their kitchen and walked out with 4 pots. No,
How was the
who's
party?
gonna stop? Who's
Pretty
gonna
good.
stop it?
He got together the staff and picked the ones with the heads that were similar to his companions so he could measure up the pots.
So right before the alarm went off, Jardon found a letter tucked into what was one of Zelakai's just like dream journals or something that he kept around. It was sealed with wax and addressed to Curio. And then let's see. Those of you who are looking through the library, studying the books and everything, I mean, Zelakai has an extensive collection in both his mundane and his magical libraries detailing denizens of the outer spheres, summoning spirits and things. I mean, like this was his bread and butter. So if you're curious about, learning more about it, it's really just spending time in the libraries reading. You'll find something. He's got literally dozens and dozens of books on them. Excuse me. The Yavo's thugs are pretty docile and pretty subdued. There's at least two of them who are righteous pissed and have basically told Oliver that, I know this doesn't, we know that this doesn't make things square between us, but something hit us hard and they want revenge. And so their priority is to find Yavo, who they're utterly, because like nothing can kill him, and gear up for a fight of some kind, whether that's with you, alongside you. They're non-committal about that, but they want to get back to Yavo as much as possible. The rest of them are like, screw this. We didn't sign up for this, and are just going to try to lay low for a while. If not, if you don't want them here at the Manse, they've got places that they can hide out at.
I'm not going to let them leave at the moment, but
they don't want to. They would prefer to stay here for the night. If even if you lock them in a room, they're fine with that.
They can't leave yet. I've made soup.
Oh God.
And if Joego's done cooking, then I'm gonna go help. I'm gonna go help Jardon and Robin kind of flip through some books and whatnot.
Okay.
Jardon, I had a thought. If there was an attack on Zelakai here in his home, why would not the elemental and our friend have dealt with the threat?
So I'm gonna butt in real quick. I think at some point when you guys talked to Zelakai's ghost, he mentioned that some of his defenders were dismissed.
Were dismissed?
Yeah, I know it was a few weeks ago. Those details.
I guess I didn't catch that. Catch that part.
Right. Yeah.
Never mind.
Like, oh yes.
It was good that they were here. Zelakai protects us even from beyond. Powerful creatures, yes.
Well, I mean, he protects us from the trouble that he put us in, but yes, I guess it is nice that they were here to defend the Manse.
He made big mistake, yes, but we have all, yes, made big mistakes, and we will fix it. I hope.
That may be the best that we can do, is hope. If one of the luminaries really is behind whatever this problem has become, I don't know. I just don't know what might happen. And I am worried.
We will get to bottom of it, and hopefully city no longer kick us in the dicks.
Yes, let's hope we don't get kicked in the dick too much. Well put.
I say that right? Yes.
Yes, you said it splendidly.
You're doing well.
Well, we must decide, yes. Cannot wait too long, do we seek Yabo, maybe he has idea. Do we call to the luminaries and get them together? We have only so much time before Demon does bad things, I think.
We should definitely track down Yavo. Robin, I don't know about...
That was going to be that's our nearest lead right now is Yavo's men. So going after Yavo seems like a logical next step.
I agree. And I don't know until we sort this whole thing out, Jardon, if putting all the luminaries in one room is the best course of action. Though who knows? Maybe they'll suss the traitor out. Or kill us all.
Well, there could be that too.
But we have said yes. If we die, doing right thing, it is okay.
Joego don't want to die.
For the record, Robin is not okay with dying.
What about Joego? Remembers Curio talk about Scary Man with Yavo.
The Hostilian?
The warlock, yes.
The warlock?
Yes. Joego just remembers Scary Man. Curio talked about him. Did anyone find out if he was with Yavo when they got attacked?
In the account of the attack, the one we'll call her, Jeremy. This is why I use fantasy name generators. Something like that is it's a really ordinary name.
Jeremy, got it.
Brother.
There's an apostrophe in it between the R and the second E.
Okay. Okay. Jeremy.
Right. That's how you make it fantasy.
So, at an H.
At an H, yeah. So there is they described that Hostilian was with them. If you ask, none of them know what he looks like. He always shows up looking like one of them. And so they knew he was present for the attack, but unclear whether or not it survived or anything like that. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you, gentlemen, but are you wanting to go back out into the streets this evening? Or perhaps maybe a bit of a rest?
Yeah. I think we've all had quite a day.
Yeah, it's been a busy day for you guys. You
Track down a ghost?
tracked down a ghost and
Put her in a doll?
That was after you got it out of Robin's, possessing Robin.
I got possessed by a ghost today.
Defended off some ghouls?
Defended off some ghouls. There was
Ghouls,
the trek
ghosts,
down into the
Had a party?
pretty busy day. Yeah,
Ghouls, ghosts, and gang members.
Yeah.
It has been a pretty busy day. So
Yeah, I'm down for resting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Manse safe and secure. You guys sort of hunker down for the evening. Everyone, the Yabo's thugs aren't particularly hungry, and it's difficult for them to eat. But the small Sebastian and Scooty appreciate the soup. It's a hearty meal, and like all good orphans, they tuck in whenever food's present.
Can I, before we all tug in, can we kind of pick a direction so I know what spells to prepare and those kind of things?
That would be great.
I think we're going to go hunt down Yavo based off of what the thug said. I mean, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
And
Track down Yavo.
through him, try and find whatever did this and how it might be connected to demon stuff.
Yeah,
Yavo.
don't we already
Yavo.
have... Sorry, go ahead.
Yavo mean, but Yavo's smart. Yavo might know what's going on.
Yeah. He's the big guy for them, so he knows probably what's going on. I mean, Yavo's men did assault Curio on his way, so maybe he knows. Maybe they were hired by someone. Who knows? Maybe he knows where the warlock is.
And I have a question here, out of character. We do have the crystal, correct? We already have that in our possession.
The emerald that Zelikai left you. Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who specifically has it, or if anyone specifically has it. But
I thought Jardon took it. If I was
okay.
Yeah, I'll hang on to that.
Okay, then yeah, you got that.
Okay.
So anything before the night where you guys sit down for the night?
I guess maybe some more research into many-eyed things and mind control-y things, but he's going to prioritize rest if it comes to that.
Yeah, there's a ton of books, particularly in Zelakai's magical library. There's the Codex Monstrum and a bunch of other sort of catalogs of creatures from beyond. Zelakai specialized in summoning and binding elementals, but he is not above. He's got books on doing the same for demons, ghosts, all sorts of creatures.
Okay.
Yeah, we can supernatural this thing up, and if any of the dudes can read, we'll put them in charge. Put a couple books in front of them also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jarimi is the only literate one in the bunch. An ex-legionnaire.
Jardon think books important? Find things there?
What we are missing are answers and knowledge. Perhaps we find them in these pages, though. So many. It is like looking for a gem in deep sewage.
Joego and the kids will look for knowledge in books.
I appreciate, yes, but sometimes there are things which should not be known in books like these. Dangerous are words from wizards.
Oh. Joego could wear his pot while he reads.
You'll make, in Polish, we will need the pots soon, no doubt. Make me one that fits.
Joego think he see basting pan. That might work.
Yes, and remember, we still work on our celebratory feast at the end when we defeat demon and make good food. And those other two, they appreciate it. Yes.
Joego practice a lot.
Yes, you good. I mean, I love your cooking. It is so tasty, but the others, they do not appreciate it quite so much. But maybe it is because of perhaps the dedication I am giving to Robin at the moment. It may be messing with his sense of taste. Our food is always so good. Why would he not like it?
Well, Joego get kids out of the way then.
So Joego entertains the children.
I gather the children up, and in kind of hushed Joego tones.
Mm-hmm.
We need to find Yavo, but we need to be very careful.
Scooty's like, he leans in close. Joego, I think I can find him if you let me outside.
Joego think that good idea. Children, some of you go and find other children.
Yeah,
and put the word out.
We'll go by the orphanage and we'll get all the people.
Oh, that good idea. Maybe Joego go with you. He can get up high and open the windows and let them all out.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, we will wait until they look for their knowledge in the books, and when they're busy, we'll go.
Yeah, Scooty's. Yeah, he's from the streets. He knows what's up. He plays it cool until everybody's distracted, and then he's ready to slip out a skylight or sneak out the front door if need be. He knows. So everybody starts bedding down. Curio takes the letter addressed to him, unless one of you guys kept it from him, and kind of goes off into his room, and he's like, "See you guys in the morning." What do you guys just sort of go your separate ways for the evening? What's the my mind just went completely blank. What are y'all doing for the rest of the night before you go to rest?
Bringing orphans.
I'm just probably going to be in the library reading,
Reading.
seeing if we can find anything.
Same with Jardon.
Yep.
Oliver. So we got 3 people reading in the libraries, and Joego conspiring with the orphans to sneak out. Sounds great. The night passes uneventfully.
The orphan conspiracy.
About an hour before dawn, the doll starts shrieking.
God.
Well, that's really disturbing because I think it's under my pot on my head.
So wherever Joego ended up crashing in the night,
He's under the table. He sits up. He sits up under the table, slamming his potted head into it. Ugh.
Yeah, it's just like just sort of. I'm not going to actually scream. There's just like an echoing shriek coming from it that starts out really low and more like one of those things that you can feel, and then it just like barely audible until it's just nearly deafening for Joego.
With that, he scoops the pot and the doll off his head and covers the doll with the pot, trying to muffle it.
Okay.
So loud. Why so loud?
He can feel the doll moving around the inside of the pot.
Oh my gosh.
Oliver!
I'm up!
Robin! Jardon!
Yeah, I'll go sprinting in to find Joego.
Okay, so Jogo's in the dining room on his hands and knees, sitting on top of this pot. And you can hear it. It's muffled, but there is an otherworldly shrieking coming from the pot.
I'm holding my rapier.
Okay.
The doll is broken.
Yeah, you can hear it thumping against the sides of the pot.
Well, Joego, I don't know if it's broken. I think maybe she's back.
Talk to her.
I'll tap on the...
No. She never leave. Here, whole time. Joego, watch.
And I'll kind of like tap on the pot as well.
You're like, Daronia, you back?
I am back.
Did you
Well, there
miss
you go.
us?
No,
Well, I missed you, darling.
I have fulfilled my end of the bargain.
Really?
Yes.
And what exactly did you find out?
So you guys let her out from the... She's like otherwise muffled in the pot.
Yeah. We'll open it up.
Okay. So the doll is animate and will attempt to crawl up on top of the pot to use it as a platform. It's sort of like looks at you with its little button eyes, and it somehow has a scowl on its doll face, dripping in ectoplasm. I can craft a potion that will let you spot the shapeshifter. That is what I bring you, as well as knowledge of the unseen assailant.
And how are we supposed to know that you're just going to craft us a delicious potion and not some deadly poison?
She kind of like turns and glowers at Oliver. The bargain we made binds us all. Do not try to cheat.
Oh, right. Yes, I guess that's a good point.
Joego, trust her. She's so friendly now. Less angry.
Less angry?
Oh, yes, she was much angrier before.
Well, so, darling, tell us, how do we, beyond this potion, what other information do you have?
It's, it kind of like shifts itself on either foot. You tasked me with communing with the spirits of the netherworld to find out more about your assailant. It is elusive, but I come with answers.
Well, spit it out, damn it! What are the answers?
Bring me my body.
No, that was not part of the deal. The deal was information first.
Let me see the body. Bring him to me.
You saw him previously. He was a handsome chap.
God.
Healthy, very healthy.
I will speak and tell you what I found out, but I want him here.
Seriously, you can't trust us. You yourself just said we are bound. Now, come on, darling. Why is he so elusive?
How else can I make the potion for you without a body?
Fine. She is being unreasonable.
We must go into sewers to look for Yabo. And also, your body is down there, yes?
The person we arranged.
Lucian volunteers to go get him. He's like, shouldn't take more than an hour.
Yeah, Joego think that better idea. That place so unfriendly.
Well, and that's an hour that you could be giving us our answers while your body's en route.
True.
That is acceptable.
Well, there we go.
And he won't be attacked by any of Yavo's thugs.
So during that hour, I bring me to eye level. It's disgusting that I'm degraded this way. Must stand up and look at you.
I totally put the doll on my shoulder.
Okay. It's sort of like perched on top of Joego. The unseen assailant is time lost. Not from here. Not even from this sphere, this plane.
Did you just say he's time lost?
Yes. Not from this time.
I don't understand a damn thing that she's saying. How does one become time lost?
She kind of like turns back to Oliver. The elves know time magic. It is not uncommon for things to manipulate the strands of time and travel up and down them. Who knows where this creature comes from? Curiosity and bewilderment drive its actions now. Not malice, but an alien curiosity.
It is come because it is curious.
That would seem to be the case. I was unable to determine why it was aligned with Zelakai's demon, or if the two are connected.
What sort of magic would be needed to contact such a creature, such a thing?
She kind of like growls, a sort of ghastly growl. Any magic which would reach out across time and space to connect with it should work, but it is unclear what the origins of this creature and whether such magic would be effective.
Blah, 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 blah. Go get time lost one time. He stole the friar's jug of wine. Totally got time lost.
I remember that night. You lost a whole afternoon, Joego.
I think it's quite the same thing, Joego, but yeah. So, how did you come about this information? What is your source on this?
You asked me to commune with the spirits of the netherworld, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So are these spirits trustworthy?
She kind of if she could give like a stink eye towards Oliver, she might. It's difficult with her buttons. The spirits of the netherworld, guile and deception are not their way. Not when you go to them. I trust the spirits, just as you must trust me. A great many powerful beings, their great spirits reside in another world, having neither gone on to their afterlife or returned to haunt this one.
Did these spirits, perchance, say anything about a lot of eyes.
She she kind of goes quiet for a minute, and then the voice that speaks through her is somewhat different. Still has a ghostly quality, but is not as full of hatred. Give me a second. The creature you seek is a being of immense mental prowess. It searches the time, searches its own past for a way home.
Did our possessed doll just get possessed?
Something like that.
Awesome. And how do we return it home?
It is unclear. The magic that it used to come here is beyond even me.
Joego totally snatches the doll from his shoulder and is looking at it. How many are you in there? And is like pulling it up. Is there more? How many bodies are we going to need?
She, Daronia, we are legion.
Oh, you
Expect
you in the army of the city.
It's like you can hear it sigh. I mean, this conversation goes on for some time. Is there any other specific information you can give it?
Yeah, I would defer to Jardon at this point.
Okay. Daronia is cooperative, if not particularly pleasant to interact with, and is eager to uphold her end of the bargain.
Let me make sure we have found correct understanding of what you say. The assailant in league with the demon, something that is working with it or with one of the luminaries or many, is something called Time Lost. It has great mental prowess, and it perhaps has been called to the demon for an arrangement to help it find its home, as it is lost in time and space. Is this correct?
That is correct. That much I was able to gather for you.
And you say that you are able to concoct a elixir which will allow us to discern, perhaps sense the aura of this very unique creature. Yes?
You should detect that, as well as any other shapeshifters.
I see. And you believe that this is a creature connected to the demon. So if we find it, it will have answers about where the demon might be and what we might do to keep it from destroying this town.
That is my belief, yes. The two are connected.
One last question from me. While you are in the world of Nether, was it not appealing to you? Or did any approach you to say why one should move on? Why not move on to the world beyond and not come back here? Did this cross your mind?
The Daronia, her tone noticeably changes, asking that. There is a strong pull to move through the underworld, to the netherworld, and pass beyond, but I resisted it. I do not wish my time here to be over.
What will you do when we have your body back for you? Or a body?
I will assist you as per our bargain. I do not wish to see the demon loose any more than you do. After that, I will attempt to bring myself back in my true body.
Is in your body gone? Burned?
Burned, yes. There are ways of bringing it back.
It is a difficult thing to have lost. I am appreciative that you went into the dark world, and surely not all of the denizens there are quite pleasant to be with.
It's the doll sort of like, you can see it sort of shake its head. Not pleasant at all. But she bows sort of slightly to Jardon.
Well, I hope you will find the satisfaction and happiness in your second life here. I'm sure your body will be here shortly. My companions may have other queries.
Yes. Anybody have any other questions for the doll? Lucian should be back in any moment.
One time, Joego cooked a turkey, and he overcooked it and burned it. And he took a knife and scraped off the burnt. So you can definitely fix the burn.
She gives the doll gives Joego a reassuring pat on his head.
Kind of like toast. Yeah.
Exactly like toast.
Daronia, darling, I do have one more query. This time-lost beast. If you know that it's time-lost, then perhaps you would know its origin. If we knew its origin, then perhaps there may be works, books, tomes, or maybe even songs about it. Would you perchance know where it is originally from?
There is one book I know that might contain such tales. You can see the doll is almost reluctant. My master
Joego randomly picks up a book. Is it this one?
She shakes its head. No. My master Cadrex, the heresiarch, penned a tome of his visions. It is perhaps there. He encountered a great many things on his travels through the astral realm.
And where might we find Cadrex?
She sort of makes her way down off of Jogo's shoulder down onto the table, and I do believe that Nerdarchy has a copy in one of his libraries.
Oh, that's marvelous.
Well, maybe start looking around for that book.
Okay. Around that time, Lucian returns with the other inheritor, and this guy's in like a deep, voluminous robe and two other robed figures on either side of him, and comes in, and they have to sit him down in one of the chairs. Yeah, with locate object, you can. The book is in Nerdarchy's magical library. It is entitled "Denizens of the Outer Spheres" by Cadrex the Heresiarch.
Do I know what a heresiarch is? It sounds made up.
It's the arch heretic is what it means.
Got it. Well, let's start perusing those for time lost creatures that might want to maybe have multiple eyes or mind control powers.
So it's written in a very stream of consciousness, non-linear narrative fashion. Part of it is what do they call it? Auto dictate or something, whatever. Automatic writing seems like, and others of it is clearly in a different hand, pinned in by someone else. A casual perusal through it, it's the ravings of a madman, and doesn't seem to have any particular organization or layout. So it'll take some time to get some information out of it. But the book is there. Anything else before you let Daronia loose?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. Her information gathered to you, there's a chill that comes through the room, and a howling again from the doll, and you can more sort of a barely perceptible presence passes from the doll into the seated inheritor, and there's a low kind of groan that comes out of its that escapes from its mouth, and it's sort of like begins to uncomfortably shift in the chair. It's just, oh, this body is so decrepit.
Nothing that a good meal won't be able to fix up.
Yes, this body is famished.
I believe Joego has some squirrel stew nearby.
Joe will be happy to feed.
Yes.
Yeah, you can heat up that stew that we waterboarded the doll with.
Yes. She is going to need to eat and get used to it, but we'll begin fashioning the potion once she's gained some strength inside this body. Let's see. It's early morning. Sun's still coming up. Actually, sunrise is just cresting the horizon. You guys wanted to visit Yavo, yes?
Yeah, let's go find Yavo. Let's do it.
Okay.
Is there anybody here? Can we leave Curio in charge of looking for that book?
Yeah, Curio will.
I thought we found it.
Guys. Yeah, you guys found it quick.
Oh.
Jardon walked right to it, picked it up.
Fine stuff.
Yeah. But Curio will read through it and start taking notes and annotating what he can. That's what he's good for.
By the way, Jim, did we get a long rest?
Yes. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Is there like a thing you need to hit? Because I'm still showing only 5 hit dice.
Yes, I do need to hit a thing. Let me hit it.
Hit all the things, Jim.
Get all
Let me hit it.
things
Let me
in
hit it.
Let's see here. What do I got? Get rid of all friendlies. Rest. Long rest.
Nice.
Cool. Party has taken a long rest. Let's see. Do a bit of housekeeping real quick. So I guess it's just the core party coming. Everybody else is gonna stay here. Lucian is like, he's still recovering from last night. He got beat up pretty bad and has no desire to go hunting Yavo.
Yeah, but he can keep an eye on Daronia. Make sure.
Yeah.
And all of Yavo's thugs.
Yes. So a lot of them, now that it's day and they've got a sleep under their belt, would like to just go home. The two that are down for revenge would like to come with you, although they understand if you don't want them armed.
I think they could come.
Yeah.
And be armed.
Okay.
I wouldn't object to that.
All right.
Yeah. I don't mind.
We got Joego.
We didn't do awful things to them, and we know we can take them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
They'll tell them to be, we may not be here to kill what we find, so be prepared that maybe you don't get your revenge, but justice will be had.
They nod in agreement.
Also, maybe I don't know. Might need to change
Their outfits.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter.
I mean, most of them were wearing the armor and sort of clothes that they were wearing last night. Some of them are quite, mending will help out with their wounds or the scrapes and tears.
Not their tongues, probably, though.
Not
right?
their tongues, no. You're going to need to regenerate for that. But I'm assuming at some point somebody... Lucian tended to their actual wounds as best he could. So the two of them follow the four of you, 6 of you, making your way through the city. At some point, Scooty runs out of an alley towards Joego and kind of tugs at Jogo's tunic.
What is it, Scooty?
I think we found him.
What you got for me, Scooty?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we went to his old hideout, right? Because I'm sorry, but I know where his hideout is. And, he looks cheapish. He's like, it was kind of really messed up. There's a lot of bodies there, and I think Yavo was maybe with them, but it's hard to tell. I don't know what happened, but it looks bad, Joego. kind of scared.
When he describes the hideout, is it the one that we knew where the guys kind of all got taken from?
Yeah, it's that hideout. Yeah, you know exactly where it is. It's the tavern that they all hang out at.
Yeah, but they said that Yavo has like a secret,
That he does.
like a safe house.
Mhm.
So okay.
You do real good, Scooty. You do real good. Go back to the house and get some soup.
Okay. All right, Joego. He runs off. I'm assuming you make your way there without any stops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You make your way north. It's not too far from where you entered into the sewers the other day to go rescue Curio. It's only like 2 blocks over from that. And as you approach in the early morning, you can hear the sounds of like crashing and thrashing about inside the tavern. So the area around here, the buildings are between 4 to 6 stories tall. Most of them have shops or something on the ground floor. And then above that are these sort of close, densely packed tenement apartments where the people of this part of the neighborhood live. So Yavo's Tavern sits at a crossroads. And there's the Frothing Goat, which is the name of it. And
Yavo really love goats.
the door is smashed in, half off its hinges, and you can hear things being thrown and tossed about coming from inside.
Things are still there. Not good. Should go in quickly, if any survived.
I agree.
I'm gonna start sneaking.
Okay, so Robin's going to sneak up. His other 2 thugs are also being cautious, creeping, but everybody else.
I wanna get Gerard out.
Okay. Gerard is out.
If we're going in quiet and quick, then there's only one spell for that.
Okay. Draw the shadows around you, and everybody is stealthier, quieter. What about Joego?
Joego will follow his companions in.
Okay, 16, 21, following your companions in. Okay. So who's taking point? Robin?
Yeah, sure.
Robin will take point.
So I rolled a 2 with Pass Without a Trace. It gives me a 21.
21. It's like 3rd edition over here.
Yeah, and I guess I'll sneak as well. If Robin's going to sneak
Joego.
up, I got to get in on that action.
Yeah, it's still early enough in the morning that the only things out are like the dung gnomes that are finishing cleaning the streets, and the first of the morning vendors and that kind of things are just starting to come out of of their shops and whatnot. Robin takes point, and you can hear just like something inside is just screaming bloody murder, and you can hear like a table being flipped over and jars and jugs smashed against the window.
Okay.
Something heavy lands against the only intact door. It's like a
Joego
double
don't
door.
think that survivor sounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to, I guess, the nearest door that's open or window that's open. Have a peek in.
Yeah, is there? I was going to ask, is there only one door into the whole place? There's got to be something else, maybe.
There's a set of double doors. One of them is knocked off its one of the set is knocked kind of off of its hinges, allowing maybe a foot of space that you could peer into. There is a back door that you could go into if you wanted to as well.
What about windows? Are there any windows to this place?
There are windows, yes.
Is the glass broken on them?
Some of the glass is broken on them. Some of the windows are shut. I mean, if you're looking for like a place to sneak in or look in,
Or maybe take a pop shot from?
Correct. There's a window that you can do that from. Yes.
Then I will move over to that and
Okay.
let Robin take point.
So Oliver is on Overwatch at one of the windows, kind of got your bow out. What about Gerard? Is he with you or still with the others? Gerard. And then Robin's got point. What's up, Robin?
Well, I just have my hand crossbow, looking in a window or door, wherever the nearest place to actually look in is. and see what's going on in there.
So you sneak up to the door. You got Jardon and Joego behind you. Oliver's over here, posted up near one of the windows, ready to leap into action if he needs it.
We're totally creeping Scooby-Doo style.
Exactly. Some of Yavo's thugs, now that they're getting closer to the scene of the event, are visibly nervous. And Robin peers into the darkness of the Dawn Tavern there, and viewers are going to have to find out next week. Our players are going to have to find out next week.
Oh, you
what exactly is in there.
bitch!
Oh my gosh. Oh, Jim Davis, you magnificent bastard.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well done, all.
All right, guys. So thank you for joining us here on the stream. If you guys are joining us later on YouTube, you can check us out every Wednesday live on twitch.tv/SaverDice. And if you guys missed the early bits of the game and you want to watch it later, we'll upload them to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SaveOrDice. We want to give a huge thank you to our sponsors, ThinkGeek. Next week, we'll be announcing the winners for our awesome ThinkGeek giveaway. Thank you, Fantasy Grounds, for letting us use your amazing virtual tabletop. And then, of course, pyromancers.com for Dungeon Painter Studio to help us put all these maps down. Guys, listen, we don't take donations. We don't take anything like that. We ask that if you want to support us, please just go support our sponsors. Links are all down in the description and in the Twitch panels down below. And, of course, you'll find the special link and Twitch panel to our charity this week for Save the Children, for Hurricane Harvey Relief Fund. So we would really appreciate if maybe you considered supporting that as well. But that's all I've got. Do you guys have anything else you want to close out with? Well spoken. All right. All right, guys. We will catch you next week. Take care.
All right.
Happy gaming.
Stay nerdy.